And welcome to the first edition of the Emerald Downs Top 10 Races of the Week. I'm Paul Beatty, your host here. And what we're going to be doing in this show is going back over the last 3 days of racing. I pulled out 10 races that have made my top 10, and for all sorts of different reasons. I can tell you every week, stakes races and feature races are going to be in the top 10 regardless. So that leaves seven others, to get into that top 10. We've got some good ones. We're starting off with the first weekend of a full weekend of racing. First Friday night was last Friday night, May 31st. And then, of course, we get into June 1st and June 2nd, and capped off by that terrific race, the feature race on Sunday, which saw the return of Papa's Golden Boy. Slew's Tiz Whiz was back to the racetrack as well. The former 2022 Long Acres Mile champion as well. Let's get things started, though. We're going to start with number 10. Number 10 is going to come to us from Sunday, the first race on Sunday. Sunday was also the first day that we did not have a fast track. We started off with a wet fast track as it was very drizzly. Well, it was more than drizzly. It was raining pretty good. But the track, the Auburn Oval can take a lot of rain, and it was wet fast to begin with. So start this off. We're going to start with a couple of number ones. First of all, it's the first race. And we're going to start this off with a field of 6 going a mile, 3-year-olds and up. Surprisingly Perfect was the big odds-on choice. The track had been favoring the inside and front speed all weekend long. In fact, that goes back 2 weeks. So the question was, would that stand with the wet fast track, the first non-fast track of the year? The answer was yes. The inside was, again, still very fast, and 7-1 long shot. Mr. Love Muffin displayed that with a nice closing run up the rail to give both jockey Came McGregor. It's a weird name. And second long shot, Mr. Love Muffin displayed with a nice closing run up the rail to give both jockey Came McGregor and trainer Jack McCartney their first wins of the season. McGregor's first win ever at Emerald Downs. Let's go to the first race from Sunday. This is our number 10.
And runners away. Good start for Nashville Skyline, quickly into stride, and Mr. Love Muffin at the inside is right there with Surprisingly Perfect from between horses as they race round that first turn. And along the inside, it's Nashville Skyline just in front. English Meadow is there to match strides with the leader, and those two move as one, and they're clear 3 of the field. Mr. Love Muffin is third at the inside, Surprisingly Perfect next on the outside. Half length to I'm Noble, moving from between horses, and Happy Does is at the tail, but they're tightening up now midway up the backstretch. Nashville Skyline continues to bring him along, the leader by a length. Surprisingly Perfect is poised on the outside second. Mr. Love Muffin tucked in third at the rail. Alongside is I'm Noble. Then back to Happy Does as they take it into the far turn. The tempo quickens. Nashville Skyline on the lead. Mr. Love Muffin makes a move at the inside. Surprisingly Perfect on the outside with a quarter mile to go. And they round the turn and run for home. The door open for Mr. Love Muffin, who takes advantage from the rail and opens up by 3. Surprisingly Perfect chasing along with Nashville Skyline. But out front, Mr. Love Muffin is pulled clear by 4, and going away, it's Mr. Love Muffin to win it. Surprisingly Perfect second, Nashville Skyline took third. Happy Does followed by I'm Noble and English Meadow.
There you have it, Cayman McGregor and Mr. Love Muffin winning by 3.5 lengths in a final time of 135.61, paid $15.78 to win. Tanya Ellison, the winner, and again, Jack McCartney is the trainer in that one. Surprisingly perfect ran second. Nashville Skyline, along with Carlo Lopez. Luis Reyes was on surprisingly perfect. And Brian Pena, Happy Does, wraps out the first Superfecta of the day. Now, speaking of Superfectas on Sunday, they were just getting started, and actually they were a little better on Saturday as well. Some really good payoffs all weekend long, and we'll get into that. All right, let's get to our number 9 race of the week, and again, another newcomer, Alyssa Morales. She has stormed onto the scene and has made an impact already as we go to Friday night's race 5. And that was on number 1, Move Over. This was a terrific race. A field of 5 went a mile, and Move Over at 2-1 sets just off the front pace of 9-1 Stephen James until about the quarter pole. That's when the favorite, Creative Bid, and Carlo Lopez begin to engage in what ends up being just a stretch-long match race between Move Over and Creative Bid. Move Over and Alyssa Morales digs in and gets the win. Let's go to the videotape.
There in the gate. And runners away. Phil let go for a flat mile. Stephen James quick into stride. Creative Bid is right up there to converge from the outside. Back of that comes Bernalino as they race round the Mount Rainier turn. Move Over finds room along the rail and picks up the running now. Length and a half to March on Lynch from the outside. They're tightly knit as they prepare for the backstretch run. 3 parts of a mile to journey now. Opening quarter was 24 and 71. And they're gliding along with Stephen James out front by 3 parts of a length. On the outside, Creative Bid, Move Over, tucked in at the rail. March on Lynch on the outside. Bernalino's directly back of that as they progress up the backstretch, and Stephen James going on with a smooth stride to lead it by a length. Creative Bid is still right there. Now Move Over takes a run at it from the inside, back to Bernalino and March on Lynch. They're into the far turn now, and Move Over slips through at the inside to grab the lead. Stephen James from between horses. Creative Bid is right there. They're 3 in a line up front. Span of 4 to Bernalino and March on Lynch. They run to the top of the stretch. Move Over comes off the turn just in front. Stephen James chasing. Now Creative Bid takes a bold move on the outside. A furlong to go. Here comes Creative Bid pressing on the outside, and Move Over from the inside. It's down to these two and 70 yards to go. Creative Bid on the outside. Move Over on the inside. Held on to win it. Creative Bid back to Bernalino, Stephen James, and March on Lynch. Running time for the mile, 1:36 and 97/100.
And Move Over covering the 1 mile in 136.97 for owner and trainer Miguel Hernandez. Miguel Hernandez would end up as being one of the few trainers that doubled this weekend as he picks up the win as an owner and trainer in this one. 6:30 on the return there, 284 and 226 as the first pick 4 of the day, or the second pick 4 of the day, returned 268.76. It was Move Over, the winner. Creative Bid, Carlo Lopez was second. Bernalino with Brian Pena was third, and Stephen James and Silvio Amador held on for fourth. All right, let's move on to race number 8. Not race number 8, our number 8 race of the weekend. That's, again, going to come from Friday night. Validate in the the third race. And Leslie Mowing. Again, remember, we talked about how the track was fast, front speed, and then that inside was also very fast. The week before, we saw a big run from Naval Escort in one of the feature races. Dead last in that race. Came around, stayed on the rail, it opened up and came through. This looks like a repeat, just different silks. And this is also going to give a Hall of Fame trainer, Howard Belvoir, his first win of the year. It's a heck of a ride by Leslie Mowing. 5 3-year-olds going 6 furlongs on the fast track, and Mowing will take Validate well off the pace to begin with, but then watch as they turn for home. That inside opens up, and Leslie knows what to do with it then. Let's go and check out this nice run from Validate.
And runners away. Good start for Pray for Our Country, who bounces away to take the early lead. Uncle Juju in pursuit, second on the outside by 2. Charlie's Man, Nation of Faith to the outside, Validates at the tail. Midway up the backstretch they go. And Pray for Our Country, the leader by a half. Uncle Juju shadows the leader from the outside by 2, and Charlie's Man third. To the outside, Nation of Faith. Validate has closed the gap a bit from back of the pack, and they take it into the turn. On the inside, Pray for Our Country. Uncle Juju is right there. Validate moving well at the inside. Charlie's Man swings to the outside with Nation of Faith. They're less than a quarter mile away. And they round the turn and run for home. Pray for Our Country. Here comes Validate at the inside. Now to challenge. Uncle Juju chasing from the outside. A furlong to go. Validate at the inside. Puts a head in front. Now draws away. And Validate's opening up in the final yards. Validate to win it by 2. Pray for Our Country second. Nation of Faith. Back to Uncle Juju and Charlie's Man. Running time of the race, 1:10 and 26 100ths.
Validate right up the rail and pulls away for the length and a half win in a final time of 1:10.26, 6 furlongs as 5 went postward. The winner, owned and trained by Howard Belvoir, again the Hall of Fame trainer, gets his first win with the longest shot on the board. It paid $13.70 and $6.78. Man, these are really good payoffs for a 5-horse field. $13.70, $6.78, and $3.38 across the board for Validate. Pray for Our Country, the 4-1. Check that 9-2 second choice. Kevin Orozco aboard, $6.96 and $4.68, and then 3-1. Nation of Faith and Alex Cruz was fourth, $2.98, with Uncle Juju, Carlo Lopez, the betting favorite, finishing fourth. By the way, Uncle Juju gets claimed in that race by new owner Diane and James Hickox and Howard Gibson, going to Howard Gibson. Charlie's Man, that finished last in the race, the second favorite, is going to go to a new barn as well. Scott Tubbs, the new trainer, Alex Ortega Jr., and Vincent Ortega, the new owners. All right, we're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, we're going to come back with our next 3 top races, maybe next 4. Number 7, 6, 5, and 4 are all on the way next here on the Emerald Downs Weekly Top 10 here on the Eli Sports Network.
You are your shining star, no matter who you are, shining bright to see.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
And welcome back to Emerald Downs' Top 10 Races of the Week. This is edition number 1, covering May 31st, June 1st, and June 2nd. I'm Paul Beatty, your host. Our number 7, we've gotten through the number 10, 9, and 8. We're now down to number 7. This goes to race number 4, Sunday. And a couple of things on this one. Dirt Road Red. Brian Pena aboard. Brian, one of the newer jockeys here as well, is making his mark. A really solid rider. And he did a great job on this one for owner John Parker and trainer Candy Kreiderman. Dirt Road Red, a 5-time winner last year. A lot of people cashed in on this horse last year. He ran once out with a 3rd place finish, but for some reason they let him go. Only 5 horses here. They let him go at 6-1. And it's going around 2 turns. The other first time thing here is it's the first sloppy track. The stewards, again, the first 3 races on Sunday, it was a wet fast track. The rain did not let up, and it turned it to sloppy. And by the 4th race, it officially went to a sloppy track. So this is the first official sloppy track race of the 2024 season. And Dirt Road Red did not back away, went right to the front. Not only did he handle it brilliantly, he did it in the fastest time so far of the year on the mile, doing it in the slop. Let's get to race number 4 from Sunday. Dirt Road Red gets back to the winner's circle.
And runner's way. Good start for Dirt Road Red on the outside, who broke smartly and overly fast, is right there to go with the leader, and those two take it to the first turn together past the 7/8 mile marker. Up along the inside comes Egomania. Armadillo's alongside of that. Far outside, Manjapane picks up ground. 3 off the rail. They straighten up for the backstretch run. Dirt Road Red leads it by length. Overly fast is right there. Manjapane third on the outside a half. Armadillo is 4th and gaining from between horses with Egomania tucked in at the rail. They're tightly knit midway up the backstretch. And Dirt Road Red the leader. Overly fast is right there. Armadillo holding 3rd. Egomania continues on at the rail. Manjapane drops to the tail and the tempo quickens around the far turn. Dirt Road Red on the lead, 3 parts of a length. Overly fast is right there to measure the leader. Span of 3 to Armadillo holding 3rd. And Egomania 1/4 mile away. They run to the top of the stretch. Dirt Road Red brings them off the turn, 2 to the good. Overly fast chasing from the outside. Dirt Road Red at the inside. Egomania. But in the stretch, Dirt Road Red's opened up 2.5. Overly fast coming on. Egomania at the inside, 70 yards to the line. Dirt Road Red trying to hang on and will do so by 1.25 lengths. Egomania close with Overly Fast. Armadillo back to Manjapane. Time for the mile was 1:35 and 33/100ths.
And Dirt Road Red covered that mile distance in 1:35.33, a nice time in the slot for Brian Pena. And Dirt Road Red, again, owner James Parker. And check that, John Parker. Sorry, John, messed that up. John Parker. James Carlin is the owner of the 2nd place horse, Overly Fast, which was right next to it. That's what I saw. And again, Candy Kreiderman is the trainer. Overly Fast did run 2nd as 4-1. The odds-on choice, Egomania and Carlo Lopez settled for 3rd. Armadillo and Alex Cruz, the 2nd choice, was 4th. And Armadillo will go to a new barn as well. Rakosi Racing and Justin Evans, the new owners, Justin Evans will take over as the new trainer. All right, let's move on to race number 6. And race number 6, this is the feature race of the 7-race card. And the all-time winning jockey leader at Emerald Downs, Juan Gutierrez, is back. Remember, he took off last year. We weren't sure if that was going to be an official retirement or not. Still haven't had a chance to catch up with Juan, but it doesn't matter because he's back. He's actually also working as his own agent, getting his own rides, and he's doing it at his pace. So doesn't look like he's here wanting to ride everywhere. He's being very selective and getting on horses. He's off to a great start. He's 3-1-1-4. Now, I count 4th place finishes because of the superfecta, so I think those are just as important as shows, frankly, and a lot of times because the superfectas have been paying really well. So 3-1-1-4 from 14 mounts, 21% win rate for Juan, 64% in the top 4. Now, he got on the second longest shot. I think this was the second longest shot of the field. Rocket a Day, and trainer is Bonnie Jenny. And just a brilliant ride here by Goody. He does go to the front, but he does a great job of holding off all the closers, kept them at bay, and he gets that and scores that feature race win. Let's go to the tape, and here it comes. Rocket a Day and Juan Gutierrez in the Friday night feature.
Is set for the Muckleshoot Casino purse. Here we go. And runners away. Good start on the outside for Rocket a Day. Waste no time, darts right to the front. She's a crackin' to pick up the chase. My Quiet Place running on third now by a half. Parker's 15 fourth on the outside by 2. Then comes I'm Telling Mom second last. And Loot C Gypsy trails as they sprint for the far turn. Out front, Rocket a Day blazes the trail with My Quiet Place to the outside next. At the rail, She's a Crackin', Parker's 15. There goes I'm Telling Mom gaining ground on the outside. Gap of 5 back to Loot C Gypsy a quarter mile away. Rocket a Day hits the top of the stretch in front as they round the turn and run for home. My Quiet Place chasing from the outside. She's a Crackin' at the rail. Middle of the track, I'm Telling Mom. 16th away, and Rocket a Day trying to take him the distance here. On the outside, I'm Telling Mom, but Rocket a Day puts him away by a length and a quarter. I'm Telling Mom second. My Quiet Place followed. She's a Crackin', Parker's 15, and Loot C Gypsy. Time of the race, 1:03 and 54 100 seconds.
All right, Rocket a Day, 103.54. And again, for Bonnie Jenny, the trainer, and Club Lucky Racing, the owners, a great win there. 11-1, the third long shot. There was a 17 and a 14-1 shot. There were 3 big favorites, 2 8-5s and a 5-2. They all took their shot at Rocket a Day. But Gutierrez and Rocket had the last say in this one and returned a nice $25.48 on the $2 win, $10.46 and $3.96 for the show. And that exacta, even though 8-5, you got 11-1 over an 8-5, still paid a really nice $60.69. So a heck of a return there for Rocket a Day. I'm Telling Mom ran second with Carlos Montalvo. My Quiet Place and Isaiah Enriquez was third, and running fourth was She's a Crackin' and Kevin Orozco. I'm Telling Mom did get trained, or did get claimed, and the new owner is Rage. That's it, not Rage Stables, just Rage is the new owner, and goes to the barn of Joe Toy. That was our number 6 race of the week. All right, let's go to number 5, halfway through here, and this will be the feature race from Saturday, and it's Neiman and Carlo Lopez aboard. The second feature of the weekend saw a field of 9 go 6 furlongs. The second favorite at 5-2, Neiman, ran a big race, considering, again, that recent bias of front speed and the inside. Neiman sat off the pace, closed with a big run up on the outside, and would pull away for an impressive win. And let's go and watch Neiman here in this race come away in the 6 furlong dash with a nice feature race win on Saturday.
And runners away. It was a good start for Godsend, who came away quickly on the far outside. Moving through at the rail now is Lloyd's Logic, hustled up to the front now. Mr. Mafioso right there behind the lead pair. Neiman moving through at the rail fourth by 2.5 to Welton. Still 3 to Jin Tong, 6 off the leader. Muncie directly back of that, and You're the Cause as they hustle for the far turn. 21 and 70, a blazing opening fraction here. Lloyd's Logic tucked in at the inside. Godsend is still right there, and now Godsend tugs away at the bit and goes to the lead. Neiman circling up to the outside. Welton still in the hunt, far outside. Mr. Mafioso back of that set as they swing off the turn and run for home, and it's Godsend leading the charge. Godsend in front. Neiman's going to take aim at the leader with Lloyd's Logic at the rail. Welton center of the course. Here comes Neiman. Neiman running a big race now in the final 70 yards, and Neiman gonna win it going away. Neiman's clear, 2 at the line. Then came Godsend, back to You're the Cause, Lloyd's Logic, Muncie the outside, Welton middle of the pack, back to Jin Tong and Mr. Mafioso. Time of the race, 1:09 and 22 100.
And Neiman, again, with the length and a half win there and in a time of 109.22 for the 6 furlongs. Neiman setting just off the front speed of Godsend with Luis Reyes, who holds on for second. You're the Cause and Javier Matias. You're the Cause a couple years ago winning that I can't remember off the top of my head, but the big stakes race at huge odds on Mile Day. Comes in at huge odds again, gets up by a neck to run third. $36, or check that, 36 to 1, paid $6.72 on the $2 show, and Lloyd's Logic with Jose Zunino at 9 to 1 would run fourth. The Superfecta, despite the top 2 favorites, 5 to 2 and nearly 3 to 2, or 7 to 5, check that, 8 to 5, I think it is, would come in. They would come in first and second with the 36 to 1 and 9 to 1. The 10-cent Superfecta, $142.55. That's over $1,400 on the $1 Superfecta. And the 50-cent Trifecta, $100.96. So a little over $200 for the $1 Trifecta bet on that. So big money, even though the top 2 favorites roll across the wire, 1 and 2. All right, one more to go before we'll take our break and come back with our top 3. Number 4 here, this is going to be the final race of the weekend. Vegar with Alex Cruz. 4-time consecutive riding champ Alex Cruz, hungry for a win here as he had been shut out all weekend. He was determined not to go home with a goose egg this week. And a field of 8 going 6 furlongs would wrap up this racing week. Vegar was the lone favorite to win on Sunday as well at 2 to 1. Was also trainer Robbie Bays' first win of the season. Vegar and Cruz sat just off the front speed, but turning for home, they would line up 5 across the track and a 6th one coming on. It was anyone's race in this scramble in a blanket finish. This is a fun race to wrap up this week of racing at Emerald Downs. This is our number 4 top race of the week.
And runners away. Good start for Dreaming of Bling. It goes right out after the lead. Van Dooley's in the early chase, and Pocket Knife is right there as well. Prompted on towards the outside, Baby Martini 2 off the beat. Length and a half more back to Many Memories from the inside as they progress up the backstretch now. Out front, Dreaming of Bling shows the way, a length and a half. Van Dooley, Vegar next on the outside. Then Pocket Knife follows that to Baby Martini on the outside. Still 2 to Engaging Soul. Many Memories follows, and Always Gallant begins to pick it up at the rail, but still 8 away. Dreaming of Bling leads them to the top of the stretch with a 1/4 mile to go. Van Dooley's been right there every step of the way. Vegar, Baby Martini, they're 5 across as they turn for home. Van Dooley puts a nose in front of Dreaming of Bling right there. Pocket Knife emerging now. Here comes Pocket Knife, and Always Gallant's rolling late at the inside, the outside. Vegar, mad dash to the wire. Vegar coming on. This one open at the line, and Vegar gets there in the final jump. Pocket Knife, Van Dooley, Always Gallant right behind. Baby Martini settled into directly back of that. Exciting finish in the nightcap. Engage.
In the end, somehow Vegar gets up for the neck win. He's a neck in front of Pocket Knife with Silvio Almador running second at 7 to 2. Van Dooley and Carlo Lopez ahead behind Pocket Knife at 8 to 1, and just a head in front, or a neck in front of Always Gallant closing along the inside with Jose Zunino at 5 to 1. Baby Martini ran on to be 5th to complete the super high 5. The winning trainer was Robbie Bays again, and Danny Eplin is the winning owner as they get their first wins of the season as well. This did trigger a massive pick 4, $3,137.99 went to the pick 4 winners. Pick 5, you would think would have been a huge payoff, but it was not because no one had all 5. 4 of 5 did pay $141, and no one had all 6. In fact, 4 of 6 got you $421 in the 50-cent pick 6. The pick 3 paid off the second. This is how it paid off on Sunday. The second lowest pick 3 was $242. The lowest pick 3 of the day was $222. The top pick 3 of the day paid $1,009, and that sets a new season high. You can go to EliSportsNetwork.com, check out our write-ups. It's got all that information. Go down. We've got Friday night racing in one blog post, then a separate story for Saturday and Sunday. We start with the Sunday races, roll through the Saturday, but if you keep going down, there's some news and notes. And then I have what's called the betting window, and we review some of the bets and the payoffs that had happened. We have all the trainer and jockey and owner standings up as well. EliSportsNetwork.com. We update it. We're the only one that covers Emerald Downs on a regular basis, and certainly with a lot of information. If you're a race fan or you're interested, all those little tidbits that we're missing in these days modern media, I try to pick up and get as many different takes on what's happening at the track as possible. Again, and by the way, the website completely free, EliSportsNetwork.com. We hope you'll stop in and take a look at what we do. All right, we're going to take our final break of our first Emerald Downs Top 10 of the Week show, and we'll be back with numbers 3, 2, and no doubt who's number 1 this week.
You're a shining star, no matter who you are, shining bright to see what you can truly be.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
And welcome back to Emerald Downs Top 10 of the Week. I'm Paul Beatty, and we are to the top 3. And number 3, we're going to go back to Saturday, race number 5. And it was the first full field of 12 going this season. Not too many full fields of 12 do we see recently at any time. So anytime we get to see all 12 gates spring open at one time, that is fun to see. They went 6 furlongs, 3-year-olds and up. This wasn't a close race. So how did it get to be this high? Well, Powerized blitzes this field with an impressive front-running win in a quick time and just gets faster and stronger as the race goes on. Powerized wins by the largest margin of victory on the season so far. Put on a dazzling run against the largest field of the season. Isaias Enriquez is on fire this year, leading all riders in win percent at 29%, other than Kevin Krieger, who was here for just a couple of days, only had 3 mounts and won 2 of them. So technically, he's sitting at 67%. But of the regular riders, 29% Isaias is off to a fast and hot start. And he is dominating, as did he dominate with Powerized in this run on Saturday. So check this out.
And the runners away. Knockout Guy broke smartly, but it's Powerized to go right straight to the lead here. Towards the outside, Nightline is in the early chase, moving through Elder Mac at the inside. KR Rules racing 4th by 2. Mr. Executive next with Dynamic Secret mid-pack at the rail. Break of 2 to Sir Argento towards the outside. A length and a quarter more to Deku Dillon. Soldatna 7 or 8 off the leader. Police kicks on 2 off the rail. Gap of 4. Back to Knockout Guy, who's drifted to the tail now. And on the outside of that, Calorace. And midway round the turn. And out front, Powerized shows the way with Elder Mac just behind. Dynamic Secret has room at the rail. And they run to the top of the stretch now. Powerized kicks off the turn, 2.5 in front. Dynamic Secret into second with Elder Mac racing next with a furlong to go. But look at Powerized. Powerized is opened up 5, 6, 7, 8, and Powerized will win it by a city block. Elder Mac is going to be second. Close for third, but looks like Deku Dillon edged into that from Dynamic Secret. Knockout Guy followed to KR Rules Police. Soldatna, the outside. Sir Argento followed that to Caloris. Racing back of that, Mr. Executive, and further back to Nightline at the tail.
Again, Powerized 8.5 lengths. That is the longest or the biggest winning margin so far on the year. He didn't fool the bettors and went off as the favorite, returning 464. But get this, on Saturday, with the number, even though we had favorites in there, we've had some long shots that come in, and in a 12-horse field, really boosted the show payoff especially. So here's the payoffs for Powerized. 464. What is that? 6 to 5, 7 to 5? 320 to place, which is nice, but 310 to show. There are only 4 out of the, let's see, there's three show payoffs in a race, 8 races, 24 payoffs. Only 4 of those were under $3 on Saturday. Everything else plus $3. Elder Mack and Carlos Montalvo at 3-1 run second. Deku Dillon and Javier Matias at 49-1. There's Javier getting up. And here's what he does. $9.22. That is a new $2 show high payoff for the season. And running fourth 17-1 Dynamic Spirit with Juan Gutierrez and the Superfecta. The 10-cent bet, $125.55, and that is with the big favorite on top, the second favorite second, and then figuring out a way to get those 2 long shots in third and fourth. You should get a lot of coverage there. Again, $125 on the dime. That means it's $1,250 on the $1. And again, you can bet 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents, whatever you want, all the way up in that superfecta. Final time, 108.59 for the 6 furlongs as Powerized smoked them here, setting fractions 21.91, 44.89, 56.61, and then again that fast and really picked it up in the final 100 yards, 108 and 108.59. All right, we are to the number 2 race of the week, and this is a good one. This is race number 3 on Saturday, Third Wheel and David Martin. Hall of Fame trainer Howard Belvar off to a little bit of a slow start, but found the winner's circle not once but twice. We already had Validate in here. This was his other win of the weekend. This was also the first win for jockey David Martin this season. This is one of the rare occasions that a long-standing ownership trainer team has kind of gone off on their own. Kind of like when Steve Perry left Journey and did a solo album. Every now and then you get a trainer that will pick up another owner, especially if they've been just with one for the most part. And sometimes that owner will, we got something going with one other here, but you know, it's just happened. So John Parker and Candy Kreiderman, of course, have been a mainstay here for years now at Emerald Downs. But John has Howard Belvoir training this horse, and there is some history to this. If you go back, of course, John's Long Acres Mile winner, Gold Rush Dancer, was trained by Van Belvoir, and I think John, before Candy, had some horses with Howard. So they teamed up again on this one, and just an amazing run here. A field of 8 3-year-olds. They go 6 furlongs. A brilliant ride here by David Martin. And really, you go back and just watch this and go, how did he end up winning this race? He is easily 10 lengths behind at one point. And then in the stretch, starts coming up the rail. The 6-horse, Smoke and Shadow, bolts at him about the 8th pole. Looks like he's going to run into him. Gets by that. And then the leader in Party Foul and Jose Zanito, they start to squeeze down on him about the 16th pole, and you know, a lot of riders and a lot of horses will just balk and step out of that. Both Martin and Third Wheel just push their way through, and they get up and then hold off the 5-2 favorite Bedrock with Isaias Enriquez, who's just flying on the outside. This is a terrific race, a great run, and a great ride by Third Wheel and David Martin. Let's take a look.
Runner's way. New every morning was quick into stride from the get. Party Foul is right there to join. Racing up from the outside. Smoke and Shadows right up with the leaders. Clear 2 of Mirror Image at the rail, and Roman Rush alongside. Length and a half to Bedrock. Mischievous Holiday. Third Wheels at the tail. They sprint for the far turn. Along the inside, New Every Morning just in front. Moving through from between horses comes Party Foul. The outside Smoke and Shadow is right there to engage. Still 4 to Roman Rush, and Mirror Images at the rail. Mischievous Holiday to Bedrock, and Third Wheel at the inside. They come off the turn and run for home. Party Foul kicks off the turn 2 to the good. Smoke and Shadows in pursuit. New Every Morning. In deep stretch they come. Out front, it's Party Foul on the lead. Third Wheel is gaining at the inside. Bedrock is flying middle of the racetrack. Here comes Bedrock. It's Third Wheel, though. Third Wheel surged in the final yards to win it from Bedrock. Those two flying in the late stages. New Every Morning to Party Foul. Then back to Mirror Image. Still 3 to Mischievous Holiday and Roman Rush.
Again, what an effort by Third Wheel and David Martine. 1:10:01. They run the 6 furlongs in, but what a run. Goes off at a high 5-1, almost 6-1. 13.86 on the $2 return, 6.52 and 4.40. With the 5-2 favorite, Bedrock, pretty decent exactive, 26.38. Combine that with the 7-2 shot Party Foul and 3-1 New Every Morning, and even that superfact that all the top 4 favorites coming in with the 5 nearly 6-1 shot being on top, still paid $51.93 in the trifecta. 50-cent trifecta paid $88. So again, there was a lot of opportunities to make money this weekend. All right, this is going to bring it. The big one here is number 1. Our number 1 race of the weekend is the feature race from Sunday. And this is all about Papa's Golden Boy. The race of the week, the first step in the prep to get to the Long Acres Mile, was quite a lineup in this 5.5 furlong dash with 2022 Long Acres Mile champion Slews Tiz Wiz and Jose Zunino in the field trying to get back to that magical 2022 season where they won the mile. To some new stakes blood on the grounds, topped by Prisoner and trained by Justin Evans, Carlo Lopez aboard. Prisoner would attract a lot of the out-of-state late money and go off as the 6-5 favorite. Slew was 4-1. Second choice, the second choice in Tax Code, another stakes type with Alex Cruz, was 9-2. But all eyes at the track, the locals, the horsemen, everyone, whether you had another horse, everyone, you just know they were rooting for this guy. Local favorite, Speed Demon, Papa's Golden Boy, making his first start since late 2022, where he finished far back in a pair of races at Turf Paradise. The owners, Gary Lusk and Lusk Racing, and trainer Vince Gibson decided enough was enough in 2022, so they shipped him back to Washington. But on the way back, Papa ended up with a serious case of pneumonia. Got so bad, they didn't think he was going to make it. Was on the phone with Gary Lusk a little while before just a little bit before I did the show here, and said, I told him no matter what, whatever it costs, whatever it takes, save Papa. And whether he ever runs again, I don't care. I just want him saved. And he put everything into this. He says at that point it was about just getting to be able to see him again, and not about whether he'd ever run again. So the work and the love that have gone on to not only saving Papa's life, but to think that he could ever run again, and to think that he could run at this level, was way more than the connections could hope for. Trainer Vince Gibson and the Lusk family did such a remarkable job of bringing this athlete all the way back. The only surprising thing to me was I thought there'd be a little more love at the betting window for Papa, but he's sitting around. He was 3-1 morning line, sat around 3-1, 4-1. Again, a lot of questions. I get it, but some. Just some, no matter what, I gotta support Papa here kind of money. Didn't show up. Goes off at 9-1. And, man, he sure repaid his backers. Let's get to our top race of the weekend, and that is the feature race from Sunday. And Papa's Golden Boy is back.
The feature. And the runners away. It was a good start for Papa's Golden Boy. He broke alertly, one from the outside. Here goes Prisoner, though, wasting no time, and he's quickly there to engage. Text code from between the pair in third. Golden Ale is right there, far outside. Slews, Tiz Whiz, 3 off the beat. More Tequila situated, tucked in at the rail behind Horses. And Coastal Kid is at the back, and they're into the far turn. Papa's Golden Boy fully extended out there by a length and a half to take the lead. Prisoner is chasing, span of 3 to Text Code and Golden Ale to the outside. More Tequila and Coastal Kid. They come off the turn and head for home. And Papa's Golden Boy opening up by 3. Prisoner is chasing desperately. Text Code on the outside third, but in deep stretch. Papa's Golden Boy and Carlos Montalvo are splashing their way to victory. Papa's Golden Boy the winner. Prisoner was second. It was close between Slews, Tiz Whiz, and Text Code on the show. Coastal Kid followed that. Length and a half back to More Tequila at the tail with Golden Ale. Time on the board, a stellar minute.
And that was our number 1 race of the week. Papa's Golden Boy. Congratulations to Carlos Montalvo. And, Kevin Radke has been the regular rider of Papa as well. And Kevin, I'm talking to Gary Lusk in the winner's circle after the race, and his phone rings. He shows me it's Kevin Radke calling him. And, of course, Kevin got banged up pretty good there at Turf Paradise before Emerald Downs started, and he's working with 3 or 4 fractured ribs, and he's working to get back. He talked to him. He said he's going to come back, but no doubt he was glued to the TV watching Papa make his run, and Carlos Montalvo stepped in with a terrific ride, sat on him perfectly, talked to Carlos a little bit, and he said that, Vince told him, make sure he gets clear on the turn. He loves to get clear on the turn, and that's what Carlos did, and he cruised home to that big win. Prisoner, by the way, I thought also made a terrific run. If you look at it, you can go back and take a look at this run again. But Papa opens up by 3, maybe almost 4 lengths on the turn, and it looks like Prisoner is dog paddling and is done. But no, he dug back in and came back on to finish within about a length and a quarter or so of Papa's Golden Boy at the end. So I think a really nice run from Prisoner in that race. Again, that is going to be something to keep an eye on his progress as well. Let me go back. Slews Tiz Whiz also made a nice run. So did Tax Code. I thought Tax Code maybe a little bit even, but didn't give in and was right there and was out in the middle of that track. And again, this last couple of weeks, the middle really wasn't the place to be, and still held on for that 3rd place finish. Tax Code. Slews Tiz Whiz, I think, got the run that trainer Tom Wenzel wanted to get in him. And had he been able to run everyone down and get the win, of course, that would have been great. But really wanting Slew to get some experience, get that race under his belt before they get into the stakes races. This is going to be a fun run to the Longacre Mile this year. Again, Papa's Golden Boy goes off at 9-1, pays 20-20, 704, and 522, and caps off a pick 3, one of the smaller pick 3 payoffs of the day of $537. It was a day for pick 3s on Sunday. All right, congratulations to all of our top 10. I hope you enjoyed our first edition. I'll get a little better at this as we roll on, but this is our first edition of the Emerald Downs top 10 races of the week. We'll see you at the track, and we'll see you next time right here on Emerald Downs, top 10 races of the week here on the Eli Sports Network.